Ask not who the seeker seeks, this week on The Hapless Heroes.
You were hoping something horrible was going to happen, but I am a monkey.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I continue to be your host and DM as things might get a little spicy in this here adventure in space. Maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry. Was that too ominous? Am I predicting too much? Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. So before I get too far ahead of myself, I will introduce the cast I have tonight. You know them, you loved him. On my virtual left, we have Dave playing March.
Whoa. I'm all fucking disorientated and shit.
Lewis is Lev Zangief.
Hello.
Nicole is Golorp Glup.
We could order our guests a mushroom pizza or a sausage pizza or a tomato pizza.
Sebastian is Chum Daloom.
Don't forget about the little sausages.
And John is Jam.
What do you think the odds are that ship is back up?
Yeah, so when we last left off, there was some things mentioned, and I'm going to get back to my cliffhanger in just a moment, but based on what your pilot, Mulligan, or as you call him, Jeff, has told you, there is some sort of unknown ship or something that is on its way to you ever since that, the power was restored and that broadcast was being sent out from the facility that you did disable. There appears to be just some sort of single object getting closer. By my counts, at where we're at in the adventure now, on the watch I don't have on my wrist, there's about, somewhere like 10 to 15 minutes remaining before whatever this is in range. But before we get to that, you were leaving a server room. There were some data downloaded, some things. March has an intuition, a hunch, a feeling, a buzzing, telling him that maybe he's got the right. He may have found something in the email server that he had downloaded, some unknown attachment. But there was also a device you found in there that didn't really seem to match the technology you saw in this room. Very sort of strange in its design, with a small little display screen that did eventually start buzzing and said in half leet speak, essentially, "The seeker has found you."
I'm definitely feeling a buzzing. Yeah.
You were exiting the server room to try to figure out what was going on in Lab 4. Since a lot of signs keep pointing you in this direction, you decided maybe it's time to check it out. I mentioned there was a camera that had been previously looking into the room, had been pointed there, most of the time, at least that you were exploring this facility. But now it is staring directly at you all.
I'm going to flip at the bird.
Not ominous at all.
Little monkey middle finger.
Suppose Jam would moon it.
Nice.
Gross.
Jam's not wearing pants anyway, so.
Right.
I didn't think so.
How'd you like that,
Okay.
Seeker? You like that?
Any other reactions to this camera being pointed at all of you?
Lorp waves.
So before I expose any regrettable parts of my anatomy, cotton balls aside, is this like a gun camera or a camera? I feel like that's relevant information.
It's just a camera. I did mention that there appeared to have been a turret here at some point, but it has been removed.
Well, or like rude.
You don't see, aside from the bracket that it once was mounted to, there is, and some wires that appear to be frayed and cut. There is no other sign of where it might be.
He knows what he's doing then.
All right, then. So as to keep a little bit of economy of action about my risk here, let's see. Since we can put my entire ass on the line, let's do what we can about getting into this lab. Now that I know I'm not going to get, shot.
We're going into Lab 4 still?
Yeah, while March is looking to get entry into the door, as he has been doing pretty much the entire time, Jam Jam is trying to hop up on his tiptoes, I guess, and look and see if there's anything he can spot in terms of automated turrets or defenses in the room itself.
No, again, you're trying to hop up and take a look inside. You just see, again, a lot of desks turned over, like some of the light fixtures that once hung upon the ceiling have been have fallen to the floor. There appear to be scattered all over the place. And again, a lot of the stuff may have been displaced with all the gravity fluctuations that have also just recently happened, but there appear to be broken display monitors and other sort of computer peripherals. There appear to be circuit boards and broken computers, towers in here. And then there's again a locked down key card reader next to the door. March, the second though that you put a hand up to try to interact with the key card reader, it just turns green and the door opens.
Yeah, that's not suspiciously convenient. No, not at all.
You notice the camera is still looking directly at you.
I can smash camera if you want me to smash camera.
It is kind of uncomfortable.
I mean, for the moral quality, sure. We could smash this a big old fuck you to them, because fuck you. But they already know we're here, so let's just do whatever the fuck we're gonna do. Let's grab some computers and have that be a fuck you to them. Hey, we got your shit. Watch us walk the fuck out right in front of you. It's about the disrespect, really.
I guess Jam Jam would be the first to waddle into the room.
Oh yeah, you're always gonna be first now.
And he'll turn to March and say, do we just take these computers with us?
Every single one of them.
So yeah, you're walking in, right? You're kind of stepping over a bunch of debris and shit like that. Can I get perception checks actually from the folks here?
Sure, I'll perceive. Oh! That is a natural one.
Love it.
It all evens out in the end.
It all evens out. What do you mean? This is a different episode. We're so far in the future.
It's okay. I believe in failing forward, Choom.
I think that's Choom's life motto, so I'm glad we're on the same page.
So I'm just going to go in the circle right the way I introduced you guys. So March.
7 + 3 is 10.
Okay. Lev.
10.
Okay, good. Glorp.
Do you like my natural or my dirty? Because
I want the modified, whatever the roll is, whatever
we
the result
always
is.
want the dirty.
-1.
Love it.
I nat 1, which is also important.
That one.
So,
High five for that one egg. Let's go.
and Jam Jam?
16.
Oh, good. Okay, a respectable number. So a few things happen as you all enter the room. Choom, you are distracted by and then immediately trip over what appears to be a large drill press that has fallen over, and is on the ground, right? And then are immediately just distracted by the fact that it's this is just heavy tools. It's
I kind of like this.
Is okay. Something's familiar to you here.
This is a new model.
It's just something familiar. Glorp, you pretty much are just distracted by what you see with Choom and, are involved in whatever is happening over there, right? You're just very, very distracted by that. Or yourself. I don't know. Whatever a -1 means to you as far as your lack of perceptiveness, I will let you just be your Glorp self.
I trip over Choom, and then in tripping over Choom, see that one of the knocked over desks has a bunch of graffiti on it, and am just immediately well, I need to deal with this, and I'm erasing the graffiti from a desk.
Yeah, it's a muscle memory.
Yeah.
Upon finding out you weigh 300 pounds, my life just flashed before my eyes.
I'm going in order from lowest to highest here. Lev and March, you're just it's there's just so much like clutter and stuff like all over the floor in here. You're having a hard time kind of making heads or tails of like where anything useful might be. I mean, you're seeing a lot of different, pieces of broken computers, but like, Lev, all the parts look the same to you. March, you're some of the stuff that you're seeing or some of the internals you're seeing out of here seems these appear to be relatively like, I'm not going to say low tech, that's the wrong word, but like some sort of like very outdated hardware. But you're having a hard time locating, like you're not seeing any sort of like storage, like hard disks or anything like that that are in some of these smashed computers. Like it appears that like there's a lot of internals missing, but you're having a hard time locating it. However, Jam, you notice that kind of like sticking out from some of the piles of just like debris, like metal and stone and shit that have like kind of fallen in this room. You can actually notice that they're like sticking out from there are like a few different what appear to be like old school like hard drives that appear to have had holes drilled through the center of them.
I hear they keep the hard disks in the Jackintosh.
I thought an episode would get us away from that, and we're back to Jackintosh.
It is popular. At least once was popular. Computer company? No, I think I had computer with it on there.
Oh my God, you gotta be fucking kidding me! Every single one of them! How the fucking shit ass did they let this happen? Oh my God! All the information. Of course they fucking did.
What does that mean? Sit for idiots.
They fucked us!
Does that mean we failed?
Make me an insight check, March.
I'm gonna run over and give guidance.
Well, yeah, sure.
So, let's see, 9 plus 1 plus 4. 14.
Hey.
14. Like you're thinking out loud here, March, right? You kind of have this feeling, right? You're saying like, if they fucked us or whatever, right? But you get more of this feeling that like, okay, based on what you're seeing in this room, right? The drill press is very out of place, obviously, right? This is not something that would have just been in here, right? As far as like a break glass in case of emergency. It's like someone must have dragged this fucking thing in here at some point, probably to destroy stuff in haste. Based on also what you read in some of the logs from the chief engineer, I'm going to say that like, as far as like what you're able to start putting together, what you're able to start inciting here is that maybe, right, like they ran out of time to extract what they may have wanted to, right? Because you saw the emphasis that was being placed on Lab 4's work most of all. So the fact that even Lab 4 was destroying hard drives and things like that rather than extracting this stuff seems like is starting to support this feeling you're getting potentially that whatever timeline of events happened after the evacuation order was issued were accelerated as far as what they were predicting for the conflict to escalate in this system or something to happen in this system, Something happened that kind of forced people to start essentially taking some desperate measures to ensure that whatever was on these hard drives, no one would be able to read.
Shit. All right, so we need to find some unholy hard drives. I mean, with drives without holes in them. But I don't know if you see any unholy hard drives. We'll grab those too. I mean, shits and grins and all.
I'll help you look.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna have you both make me investigation checks then.
Hell
Would
yeah.
anyone else like to assist in maybe any sort of search? Like, does anyone else think that they may know what they want to look for or are looking for? Or, would you enlist any help from others to maybe tell them what to look for?
Jam would help look.
Yeah. So, and I hold up one of the hard drives. So what I need to find one of these, and it points at the big drilled hole in the middle, but without one of these. So the whole thing without the big old hole in the middle.
Yeah, I help.
Okay, everyone make their own investigation check, please.
I also help, but before helping, pick up a hard drive with a hole in it and say,
Is this what you're looking for, March?
on account of my previous -1.
So like just like that, except not like that at all, like without the hole.
Oh, okay, not that.
I use mend on the hard drive I'm holding.
Actually, not the worst idea I've had.
Interesting.
Same brain.
Interesting. It is an interesting
Most
thing.
useful spell in D&D, as we all know. The most often used.
I mean, like, maybe the sectors that are there are gone, but maybe there's other ones.
I mean, I like where your head's at.
Hey, it's worth trying, right? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Don't actually answer that.
Hold on. Let me just, I'm going to, and I'm only going to say this as the DM. I'm not necessarily telling any of the characters this, right? I'm just telling the players, right? It says it repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn clack, or a leaking wineskin. This, as long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension, that's fine. And the spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but the spell can't restore magic to such an object.
It does also say it leaves no trace of the former damage, though.
Former damage, correct. I'm going to tell you right now, though, this ain't no single break or tear. There is a lot of small shit in here that has been shredded to oblivion.
I'm gonna need to do a lot of mending.
Just saying, yeah, this is not putting 2 halves of a key back together. This is literally trying to, restore multiple, small components and things like... Yeah. So...
Mend.
I don't know if it's going to necessarily have the result that you want, but it does close the hole.
Mend.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's grab us a few roadies. We'll give us something to entertain ourselves on the 3-week drive back. Yeah. Might as well just stock up. I mean, we got nothing better to do, right?
I make myself a kangaroo pouch and throw 5 of them in there.
I still want the investigation check results from the group. So March, please.
30-21.
Lev?
2.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that checks out. Just trying to see if we remain true to form here or if someone has a surprising moment,
No.
Glorp?
I got a 13, which is
okay.
A little surprising.
Choom?
I got a dirty 23.
Okay, and Jam.
16.
All right, well, I will say, March and Choom, you each find, you guys have almost your hands kind of touch at the same time as you go to reach for one.
Oh.
To pull it out of the rubble. And you can see that there's a dent in the top of this as if someone did appear to try to press this down on a drill press, but we were interrupted.
Yeah, fortuitous.
I think this should still work, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't, I mean, it's dusty, a lot of the connection ports and things like that would be in here to, attach this inside of a machine are bent or missing. It's not in good shape, but it does appear at least that it's intact, mostly intact.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fixer-upper, but I mean, gestures itself. Yeah, well, it's worth trying, right? It's the worst that can happen. Also, don't answer that.
I was thinking the same thing. But anyway, should we get the fuck out of here now?
Should we turn the power back off?
Yes and no. I like getting out of here. I like leaving things on, especially them turrets if we can.
Right, and then they have huge electricity
you
bill.
did dismantle some turrets, at least.
Right.
Yeah, yep. Clock's ticking. I think let's take what we got. Get the hell out of here. Take my balls and go home. So as it were.
And so we do.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody's got anything left, now's the time. But otherwise, let's stock up and run.
Yep. Definitely gonna sell some of those mended hard drives to that fucking gnome dude. That's good. Got some of those.
Jam wouldn't recommend that,
Yeah. Let's maybe wait till we know what we got before we
Of course.
get
Once
rid
we
of them.
find out they're useless, then we sell them.
Yeah.
As you make it probably back to the elevator, again, you notice that this camera still continues to follow. It's hard to tell where it's pointing at, but March, you have a feeling it's just kind of constantly pointing at you.
Of course it is.
The radio comes on again. It's your old pal, Mulligan, aka Jeff. And he says,
update, team. Whatever ship or object or whatever entered the system has stopped about hold on, trying to get an accurate distance. It looks like about 500 kilometers out.
Ominous.
I'm trying to get a visual from the doors, and I can't see anything. But I'm going to admit I'm a bit unsettled by this, and I hope that I'm hoping you have good news for me, and then we can try to get out of here.
Oh yeah. The best news. We're running to you with it right now.
We're all just yelling at left shoulder.
I'm just holding it out at them like this.
that's how this works, right?
My
Yeah.
arm is outstretched with the speaker and like just waving it in front of
Sorry,
whoever's yelling.
it's kind of hard to hear you. I'm getting maybe a few other words. Could you hold the device up to your mouth?
We're coming.
I shove it into the next person's mouth who starts speaking. So it's
Yeah,
muffled
okay.
on like.
Sure. So you guys, hop on the elevator and start heading.
I'm gonna
up.
take the battery on the way once we leave the elevator.
Yeah,
with me.
Grab the battery that was plugged into the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
and then
much
the door's
juice is in
kinda
that?
Shut.
Just for my own.
It's used up by now for the amount of time you've spent in here. It's probably it's about at 75%.
75. All right.
The as your elevator doors open, right, you guys are stepping out. You hear like the whir of the like these sort of magical mechanical engines of the shuttle starting to like spin up, especially now that like the gravity and air and all that stuff has sort of been restored. Like you just hear things a lot more clearly. You end up getting back to the ship. I need all of you once again. I love making you make rolls without ever telling you what they're for yet. I need everyone to make perception checks.
Son of a bitch.
I actually did pretty good.
Oh my god. That is another natural one. I am perspective as
At least it doesn't matter on initiative. You still add your initiative bonus to that.
Not initiative. It's
You said perspective. Perception.
I mean, yes, perception.
What?
Not initiative. What? God, it was perception. I'm not
Are we
thinking
fighting
ahead.
predators?
No. Let's
With
just forget what I said
with
there.
my
Ignore what I just said there.
perspective. With my
your-
shit, it's 3.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so we got to tune with the 3, but let's get the rest of you then again with your perception checks that I asked for. March.
Let's see. Dirty 18.
So you'd say it's dirty.
A 21.
Ooh boy. Glorp.
Dirty 2.
Hey.
Yeah, so we got a 2 and then a 3. Yep, with Choom, and then Jam, when you're rounding us out with a 4.
I have a 14.
A 14. Okay. Well, March, Lev, you guys are trying to shuffle up towards the shuttle, but something catches something. You kind of catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye. Like you're staring out like those hangar bay doors, right? From where like the ship had entered from, which are. Everything here is still powered, right? But the doors are open. Like in the distance and vastness of like this sort of black backdrop of space, right? You just almost see these like 3 flashes of light from something in the distance. You could just it was like 1, 2, 3. It's real quick. And then Jeff kind of hurries, so you can hear him shouting down from inside the ship now, saying, "Okay, remember what I said about the ship standing still? Well, now there are 3 objects heading our way very quickly.
Objects.
In fact, if anything, actually brace for impact. And then like, it's almost like this like you hear this like very like faint like whirring sound.
Are we on the shuttle now?
I mean, you're like on. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys all climb inside?
I would have
Okay.
been
Had time to.
beelining. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you climbed inside, and like as like the the ramp is trying to shut, you hear a like three huge like metallic like clang thuds, and it shakes like the ground around the ship.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
But you can't see outside the ship now because you guys are inside, and the thing is now closed.
Thank God. Go!
I can't. It's not letting me start the takeoff procedure. Something's interfering with my electronics.
We being hacked.
I don't know. Let's plug in and try to find out.
The second you
you
touch
jacked that
the
ship.
second one of your like you plug a port in somewhere, like a huge electrical shock like just like fires it out.
Ah! Fuck!
You hear a knock on the metal like hull exterior of the ship, a very metallic sort of like metal on metal almost like hitting.
Okay.
And like a very robotic voice just says in like a very monotone way, just says,
Open up.
Who is it?
Hold on a minute.
Do we think this could be a vampire?
I saw a finger up from you, Seb. So before I guess I continue, that you had something to add to this.
I basically, just being the pessimist of the group that thinks everything's trying to kill us, I'm gonna look up at Lev. I'm gonna look at the unmounted turret that we have on the ground. Look back at Lev. Did you pick that up?
Sure. And I pick it up.
You're not gonna make him roll. He's a pretty big guy. You can do it.
Yeah, you can pick it up. It's fine.
So I'm
How
gonna
many hands
climb
you
up.
got?
out of here.
Yep, I'm
One
gonna
hand.
climb onto it, and I'm going to take. Oh, 2 hands. Man.
2 hands.
I'm gonna tell him point it towards the door. I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna take the very meticulously, because I did point that out that I did that, removed wires. I'm going to pull the battery pack out of my backpack, and I'm going to connect all but one of the wires.
So you only have mechanics tools on you, is that correct?
Mechanics tools, chemist tools, brewer's tools, tinker's tools.
Oh yeah, you know what? Make me a Tinker's Tools check then, please.
Hell yeah!
With your dexterity.
Sounds good. Don't let me down. Okay, I have a +3 dex. That's a 15.
15. Oh, okay. I was hoping.
You were hoping something
something
horrible
else.
was going to happen, but I
was hoping
am
for
a
something else.
monkey. Dexterous.
Yeah, that's cool. You hook up a bunch of stuff. There is a spark, so you can see that there is power running through the cables you hooked up. There isn't any sort of like whirring to life, or like you don't like hear necessarily like any sort of anything else happening with the like this like turret barrel that you have, but you are confident that electricity flows.
Nice. All right, and point it at the door.
Okay, well, you have Lev pointed at the door, and you're like on his shoulder, essentially holding the battery that's like strapped to this thing.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the last connection that I have to make.
Okay, and I'm sorry, March, were you trying to open the door, or no, you were just trying to connect to the thing, and you got shot away. But yeah. That ramp has been pulled up. I remember also, again, I did also mention, right, that Mulligan had mentioned, like, or was shouting down from like the cockpit that something is jamming his electronics or something is interfering with his electronics.
Jam would yell up to Jeff, are you familiar with any robot vampires in the area?
What? No.
What about just
robots?
normal robots?
I don't know, man.
Quick, then. They might be trying to take our oil right now.
You got weapons, right? You just maybe take care of it and figure out what's interfering with this thing so we can just get out of here?
Would you like us to kill the robots first?
Do whatever you gotta do to get us out of here, okay? As soon as this stuff's, as soon as the ship's ready to go, as soon as my electronics are working again, you'll hear it. You better just get on and we're going.
Jam cocks his rifle.
Lev gets up from his seat. He's like, and he kind of pushes Jeff out of the way a little bit and goes up to the cockpit and looks out.
You're still holding this turret. You're still holding the turret.
Oh, that's right. I am still holding this turret. I look past Jeff then. I kind of lean back, like over his head. I assume I'm
You guys
taller
are
than
down.
Jeff.
You guys are down. He's up. You guys are down. He's up. He's kind of shouting down to you. You're still in that loading area, right? Of where the ramp is.
In my mind,
which is the lowest level of the shuttle.
Okay. Oh, okay. In Lev's mind, if there were robot vampires, we would see them on the hood of the.
Yeah. There are. Okay.
So he's trying to see if he can see out the windshield or whatever.
No, but there are two small viewing windows on the sides of this, loading.
Shuttle
section of the ship. Yeah.
Bitches.
You could try to, maybe take a peek out of one of those, or if someone wanted to do that, maybe who was less encumbered.
I gotta point the gun.
I'm holding the battery.
Want to go try to take a peek?
Jam would if nobody else jumps at the opportunity.
Blurp is too busy at the door waiting for a response from the robots.
Yeah, there is no response thus far in all your deliberation. But there is another, as Jam is kind of climbing up to the window, there is yet another knock, and it just says,
Open up.
Who is it?
When you look out the window, Jam, you're kind of almost press your face against it. It's kind of bubbled out, right? So you're able to kind of look out a little bit further. You can see around, at least on this side of the ship that you're looking out, we're just going to call it you're looking out sort of facing the back of the ship. You're looking to the right. You can see that there's what appears to be some sort of I don't know, metallic pod that has been it's embedded now into the floor of this hangar. And there is what just appears to be a very simple, it looks like a humanoid shape, right? But it's very very low, very lanky and metallic. The head almost looks like it's got there are two large circles with red lights that kind of would indicate eyes, and then one smaller red dot between them, kind of above in the center, almost two large eyes and one small red eye, on just this metallic sort of flat face. This sort of just kind of curved around, to kind of form just almost to try to resemble the visage of some sort of humanoid, but again, it does appear to be a robot. And it almost looks on its where maybe its cheeks are just two oval shaped almost look like little speakers of some kind potentially, and then it's just this wiry robotic frame otherwise, and they are holding what appear to be rifles. There's two that you can see. And you're imagining there's probably another one that's knocking on the thing, but that's what you can see out this side. You can see two just standing kind of near this pod and pointing their guns at the shuttle.
Jam, what do you see? You see any sign? Is it Astral Tech?
Jam will turn to March and say, destroy all robots? Or what would we like to do here? Talk to robots?
Robots.
Depends on how much, we could snark at robots for a little bit, but I think eventually we're going to have to destroy some robots. How long do you want to take before we get there?
They don't seem to want to talk.
Two stronger knocks this time.
I knock back.
It just says,
Open up. Surrender your belongings. And you can go free.
I don't trust him.
You have been found.
And no shit. So, yeah, we aren't taking these jokers seriously, are we? Let's open this door and blast them to hell, right?
Yeah. Choom's looking at March, just kind of like a squinted, just like a curious look.
But we weren't gonna give up. I mean, what's the other option here?
No, you're right. Yeah, and he kind of goes back.
What if you activated the auto turret that our friend Lev here is holding while the door is opened?
I think that is the greatest thing ever possible. Get that thing mounted up. I'm gonna stand behind you.
Why do you think I have Lev holding it here?
Right, 3 people to operate this thing, right?
Yep.
You're gonna have Lev holding it. You're gonna have Choom holding the battery that he's attached to it, like, and then and then Marge to figure out how to actually like quote unquote pull the trigger, as there is no actual trigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is great, and I love that I get to tie 3 of you up doing this.
Hey, when you're done with it, I look at the big guy. When you're done with it, you can always just hit him with it too.
Now he's speaking your language, Lev.
Yeah, Lev's bottom lip like shoots up to his nose as he's like, "Oh, okay, that's a good idea."
Okay, yeah, you sold me. You sold me on this. Okay, well, what do we do now?
Countdown from Mulligan.
Countdown for what?
Who? To open the door, please.
The button's right there. You could do it.
We're gonna
Jeff,
need you to
we need
do
your
it.
help,
We have-
Jeff.
Okay.
Fucking guys.
First time we asked for help,
3,
and he's like,
2.
I hope March has it plugged in by now.
1. And then you you hear him hit 1, and then there's like a pause, and then like the door doesn't open.
"Oh, we blast the door."
Hold on. No, I got it. Okay, he pushes and then you hear, and then it suddenly the hydraulics start
Worst
slowly
countdown ever.
As soon as it opens,
hissing.
I'm connecting that last wire as soon as it opens.
Yeah. What do I have to do to get this going? Is this like a
It's a
computer
hacking check.
Hacking
It's a
check.
hacking
I love
check.
it. All
This
right.
is your ship, Jeff, and you didn't know which button door was.
Or maybe something went wrong and he had to do something different.
The dice take it away.
Knew we were
love
doomed for
it.
one more tonight.
Nope, that's perfect. That is a nat 1 at the most opportune time. And like I said, folks, I believe in failing forward.
Oh no.
Nice, Jeff is dead.
Please.
March, you connect to this thing, but as soon as you start trying to connect to whatever the firing mechanism or command or whatever thing is making this go, again, there's this weird almost mechanical compulsion that guides your hand. And you almost as you're doing this, almost try to nudge Lev and point him specifically to almost adjust where this thing is pointing, and it just fires straight through the ramp. And you hear this clatter of metal hit the ground, and as you look through this hole now, you see the burnt remains of a particular robot. And I'm gonna have, as this now finishes descending, and these things might now start opening fire on you, since let it be known first that Lev, Choom, and March shot first. We're gonna roll initiative.
Greedo
That's
never had a
right.
chance.
Now we're not gonna let some editor make us shoot second.
Initiative +3, so that's a 15.
Sucked.
There is a hole in the ship now, though. But again, we have air envelopes. It doesn't have to be a pressurized ship. It's just that you're gonna have a nice new window where there wasn't one before.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Jeff's ship.
We have
Who gives
glorp.
a fuck?
I can fix
However,
that.
However, should you experience any sort of sudden loss of air envelope, that's going to be a problem.
We have vac suit,
anyway.
right?
I'm still wearing my suit.
I ripped mine off. Now that I think of it.
I'm wearing my suit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's got his around his waist, right? He's just got the pants now. He tore the thing right when he started raging before. So, Okay, let's get these initiative results. Where's my notepad?
It's all right, buddy. If I have to breathe for you, I can. Pulls out chapstick.
Okay, March, what do you got for initiative?
It's a 15.
Hey.
Lev?
7.
Blorp?
8.
Choom?
That is a 15.
Jam?
11.
It's a good thing I also rolled poorly. Okay, well, this is kind of perfect that March and Choom have the same initiative, but Lev is last. Lev, you are responsible for keeping these two mobile. You still have 2 functioning arms in which you may do whatever you wish with. But your other 2 are occupied with, supporting
A turret.
this turret combo that you've sort of become.
We turned the tank into a tank.
What I'm going to say then, essentially, March and Choom, while you have this whole apparatus hooked up, the 3 of you will be using Lev's movement.
Okay.
So your movement is effectively 0 while you are operating this, as you will be relying on Lev to reposition you, unless you choose to remove yourself from the equation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then it would probably, you'd have to find some alternatives to how to operate this stuff, or just give it up. So we are going to start though with March and Choom.
Okay, I have one clarification thing that I want to ask. Because you said when we want to disengage ourselves, we would be able to do so. I have something called Rabbit Hop, which would allow me to jump away, but only if my speed is greater than 0. If I'm choosing to disengage, does my speed become greater than 0 again?
I see. No. Okay. So maybe I should, so as not to break the rules of the game, let me amend then what I said in that just if you choose to use your own movement, you are then choosing then to disconnect yourself from this whole setup, right?
Absolutely.
So if you do not move on your turn, you will move with Lev. Otherwise, you will be moving away from the apparatus we've set up here. Okay, makes sense?
I love it.
Nice and simple. Okay, I'll let you guys decide who wants to go first. I think this is great, especially since you are all working together. Since the 2 of you are on the same initiative, I'll let y'all decide who wants to do what first. You guys can plan and discuss amongst yourselves, but again, 6 seconds.
Definitely was acquiescing to March to go first.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I got a +4 modifier, so that probably would put me first.
That beats me by 1.
So, March, what would you like to do? I will say that one of your hands is occupied with essentially being able to push the button to fire. Now that you've figured it out, it's just, you had that brief, premature fire incident just a moment ago. You did smoke one of those things, though, as if you were like guided by some unseen force.
Lovely. So, if I still have a hand free, and I'm assuming I still have my action available to me, even if I don't have control over my movement.
That is correct.
Okay, great. We are going to Eldritch Blast with the free hand.
So when you're looking out, right, because the ramp is like mostly descended, you're kind of looking through a combination of like, because it's not like it's going to probably fully descend by the time we get to the top of initiative, is just kind of where I'm rolling this. You can see that there are to the left of the ship 2 bots, to the right of the ship 3 bots.
Great. We will go. We will shoot one of the 2 to the left.
Okay, this is going to be a more difficult shot while this is still descending, but then cover will be gone after at the top of initiative. But I will say that both sides are going to currently benefit from cover.
Okay.
So we're just going to, AC values would be a little bit higher for these first few shots here.
All right. I'll accept that. Well, you say by the top of initiative, so before my next turn, that would be down?
At the start of your next turn, it will be down.
All right, so no point holding the action. We'll just fire.
Correct.
All right. Let's see, that is an 18 on the die +5 or a 23 to hit.
Yeah, a 23 absolutely hits.
7 force damage.
7 force damage. You see this thing kind of reel back. You shot which one? Give me one.
Furthest left.
Furthest left. We'll call that number 1 then. and then we'll go left to right, 1 through 5.
Wonderful.
Okay. So bot 1 takes 7. I mean, you see, like it blows off. It's one of its arms, but it still raises the rifle with its other.
Ooh.
Okay, that's your shot. That's your action. Any
All right.
bonus action?
Let's see. I don't think I have any bonus action that I would use here, so we're not going to right now.
And we shall
we'll-
defer to Choom.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Just a quick question. How what's the grouping look? How close is everyone together?
The 2 on the left are like maybe within 10 feet of each other. The 3 on the right are within 10 to 15 feet of each other. They're all kind of grouped up,
Okay,
like
perfect.
in their own individual groups.
So, would I be able to use a bonus action to use a tools kit?
No, that would be an
That'd be
action.
a full action?
Depends on what you're interacting with, though.
I just want to take the duct tape that I clearly took when we went and picked up, and I want to duct tape to the already duct taped grenade one of my fuel tanks.
Yeah, I mean that's going to take you your action to I guess build up this device further.
So that I would
should
then
you choose to do that.
ask for player consent, because then this would take up both me and probably Lev's turns.
Okay.
So
You're going to ask him to throw it.
I'm just gonna ask him if he's willing, because if he's not, then I'll do something else.
So like I guess I will allow a moment of interaction as you see again Lev, Choom on your shoulder holding his already makeshift explosive like device, and then a gas canister for his blowtorch, and he kind of gives you like that look.
How's that arm, big guy?
Can it be considered a tiny object? Well, it says secondary arms
If I can carry it, then
manipulate
it
an
would.
object.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be. I would allow you to manipulate. I mean, it would be a tiny object still, I guess, relative to Choom.
Then I have no. Yeah, I'm absolutely.
It would still
on
be like
board.
a throw with an improvise. I mean, you're just gonna throw it, and there's gonna be some
As
saves
long as
made,
it's-
but it's gonna be some weird shit.
As long as it's capable of being used by my tiny arms, that's fine.
Yeah, you can throw it. with your tiny arm.
Fantastic. So then I am going to then make this makeshift explosive.
Okay, you make your makeshift explosive, and you put it in the free tiny hand of Lev.
Yep, and then I will make sure that I am situated on his shoulder, holding the battery pack. It's my turn.
Cool. We're gonna move on then to Glorp.
Glorp is going to move back a little bit because Glorp was like right up at the ramp. So
The laser
I was just
probably
knocking on it. Yeah. So I'm just gonna, kind of back diagonally back a little bit. So
Not
I'm
put yourself in the active line of fire.
yeah,
it's a good call.
more situated kind of beside the turret instead of in front of it. And then I'm going to magic missile the grouping of 3. I think 3, 4, and 5.
So one
One to
missile to
each.
each.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Roll your
Little,
d4s. That they hit because they always do.
Damn. So I think Glorp is a master hacker and has just like the best aim ever. So I don't know what a magic
So
missile
again, very
is.
similar, right? You probably hold out your little baton, and you see like this surge of magic come from this like icy core at the center of Glorp, and
Yeah.
through their like little like arm thing, and just blast these 3 little like. Doo, doo, doo.
Lev just thinks that that's
All right.
Glorp's gimmick.
So first d4, what do you got?
3.
3 force damage. Okay.
And that's number 3 gets that one.
Yep,
Number
yep.
4 also gets 3 damage.
Okay. And number 5.
Gets 5 damage.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, yeah, they all like kind of like you see like some like just innocuous parts seem to fly off of them, but they still stand, guns at the ready. Any other actions or movement or bonus things for you, Glorp?
It's rude to knock without introducing yourself.
Nice. They're going to take a turn, and I also skipped Jam Jam. I missed my numbers. I saw
was
one
gonna
there,
ask,
and then I forgot to type the extra one. Jam Jam, you get to go before they do. And actually, you should have gone before Glorp.
I thought so, but I couldn't remember.
It's
Me
okay.
neither.
It's okay. Glorp just seized the initiative because of my mix-up. There is all that happened. You see, they're about to start shooting.
What's my attack modifier? It doesn't say it on mine.
Your dexterity plus your proficiency
So that's just an 11.
with ranged weapons. An 11 with your rifle.
Yep.
Okay, so an 11, unfortunately, like your shot, like you try to line the shot up. You're trying to get you're trying to still see it as the the opening becomes like more open, I guess, for the lack of a better term. But unfortunately, the shot actually just slightly glances the edge of the ramp and ricochets off and misses. And now they will start indiscriminately firing. Unless you had any movement or other things like bonus actions you were going to do before I start randomly picking targets amongst all of you.
Nope.
I don't know how available to being shot I am. Because I'm a tiny monkey on a big man's shoulder behind a battery.
These are robots, buddy.
Nice. All right. Now I know how shootable I am. I regret everything.
So we're going to go, let's see, as far as targets being chosen by these 5 bots, I've got 2 shooting at Lev, who's holding the big gun. I got 1 shooting at Choom.
Son of a
and I got
bitch.
2 shooting at March.
Oh boy.
So, March, that's going to be a miss on you for one of them. The second one is also, oh no, that's going to be definitely a hit. It's an 18 out of the die.
That'll do it.
No!
6 fire damage.
Ooh, spicy. All right.
I'm sorry. I got to roll, I guess, good now tonight. My turn.
Why does it feel so
The worst
bad?
possible time.
Son of a bitch.
Then we got 2 shots going at Lev.
Are you still alive, March?
Oh!
I mean, yes,
The first shot is a nat 1. You see on the group of 3, the bot that's furthest behind, like in the sort of like tripod of them, shoots the one in front of it in the back, and it destroys bot 5 or bot 4, we'll call it.
Somebody
No,
listen
bot
to
5.
see
had
if
the
they
lowest
say
HP.
Roger, Roger.
Which means that the shot against Choom is invalidated. That's the one that shot at Choom.
Woo!
And a miss against Lev.
I'm a good luck monkey.
Lev, it is your turn.
Nice. I step forward an appropriate amount to huck this pipe bomb at these guys with a reasonable amount of strength.
Yep.
The biggest grouping of them.
Okay. They have to. They're going to make a save, but at first I'm just going to have you roll me just roll me a d20 just I want to just for shits and giggles.
14.
Okay. That is 2 fails. Okay, so this is pretty wild. So this, here's what the problem is though with the way that this improvised device works. I need all of you to also make dexterity saving throws with advantage because of the cover you have.
Okay, my first one was a dirty 22. But I'll roll another. No, I didn't get a crit, so dirty 22.
And I'm just going to ask, anyone below a 15?
Yes. 12.
Lev, you take 2 bludgeoning damage as a couple of the rounds that were strapped to this improvised device do manage to ricochet and bounce around and kind of just smack you a couple times in here. You do 1 bludgeoning damage each.
Okay.
Sorry, bud.
And then that brings us to the top of initiative. The ramp finishes descending. You see that now there's only 2 robots left on the left-hand side. But
What
then
happened to the
just
robots? I don't think we.
blown up.
That did happen. There was an explosion.
Oh, they got blown up.
Beautiful.
They got,
I just wanted
they got,
to hear
they
that.
got boom boomed. They got boom boomed.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's some remains of robots to your right, and then to your left there are 2 robots standing. But as you guys are getting ready to essentially dispatch them, thud, thud. 2 more of these pods crash into the facility. And we're going to call this episode right here at the top of initiative.
Nice.
I got 2 more fuel tanks. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go.
Ooh.
Let's go. Thank you, Lev, for participating in my monkey madness.
Hey, folks, if you like us, you know where to find us. We're on the internet all over the place, but if you need some help figuring out which places we exist, you can just go to our link tree where we've put all those things. It's just linkter.ee/hapless heroes. That'll point you to all of our different social media pages and other Hapless Heroes related sites, as well as the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server, where you can meet and talk and interact with just pretty much any of us at most hours of the day. We're talking about the show. We're talking about different episodes. We're always engaging with the different, our different audience members and people just, talking about everything from D&D to not D&D and sharing pictures of our pets and all the fun stuff that comes with having a cool community server like ours. So we encourage you to come take part, see what it's all about, and join our audience there. Now, if you really, really like us, we'd appreciate it if you left us a 5-star review or rating on the podcast service of your choice. It aids us in the algorithm. It recommends us to more people just like you who may also enjoy the shenanigans that we get up to on a weekly basis. So we encourage you to do that. Give us a shout, give us some help. It also makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside when we read all the nice things you say about us. And hey, your podcast service doesn't let you leave a review, you can always just say some nice things to us in that aforementioned Discord server and the 5-star channel, and we'll, read it out in the air and acknowledge you for the 5-star human being that you are. Now, if you really, really, really like us, you could support us by donating to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/haplessheroes, and for the price of a cup of coffee every month, it's pretty, $5 a month. It gets you access to all of the behind-the-scenes audio, bonus content, bonus, audio feeds, and, all the stuff that essentially doesn't, fit within our normal, week-to-week story structure. We have bloopers, we got behind-the-scenes audio, we have unreleased episodes, we have bonus episodes, like lore episodes, just so much stuff that we're going to be slapping on there in the coming weeks and months. So we encourage you to check it out and see what it's all about. And, that support goes a long way. It helps us pay our hosting costs, replace equipment as it starts to, age, because technology is just not built to last these days, sadly. And it just, it means a whole hell of a lot to us, as so many of you have chosen to support us over the years, and we hope that we just can keep giving back to you. Now, you've heard my spiel. Last thing I have to do really is just outro this wonderful cast of characters for you. Starting on my virtual right, we had John as Jam Jam.
Until next time.
Sebastian as Choomdaloom.
This is great!
Nicole as Glorp Glup.
These robots probably didn't need pizza anyway.
Lewis as Lev Zangief.
I better not end up on a list for throwing all these bombs from you.
And Dave as March.
Hey, good night, everybody.
I'm Francesco, been your host and DM. We will see you next week where this combat will continue. Bye-bye now.
Bye!
Bye.
Oh, I hope not, Lev. I hope not.